Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. Today's video is going to be quick and easy. I made a couple of cards for teachers using one of the newer embossing folder and cutting dies from Simon Says Stamp, and did some no line coloring using my alcohol markers. I use alcohol markers to make pencils, and added a little metallic bit to them, which turned out so well. It made me so happy. So, as always, everything I use to make these cards will be listed and linked in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I do get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. That is what helps keeps the lights on, pays the bills, enables me to keep bringing out content. And let's get into making these cards. So this back to school embossing folder and quilting wafer die has just one wafer die, and I needed a bunch. So when I have to do repetitive die cutting like this, or am die cutting like just a bunch of little itty bitty wafer dies, a little mini die cut machine, game changer, honestly. This one is just a little SIDEKICK machine. I honestly have several mini die cut machines. I don't know why. They just happen, okay? Any of them, they all work great. I always thought, before I ever got any, when I only had like a regular die cut machine, I always kind of thought these were silly. It's like, what's the point? Like, why? Why would you need this? Oh, yeah. It comes in really handy. You know, if I don't have multiple of the same dies, or I'm doing something like this, it's so much faster because it takes like 10 times longer using a full size, die cut plate. So I pulled this out and I die cut. This is also where I use up like lots of scraps. I actually didn't have any scraps left because white cardstock especially, I use it up. I always reach for scraps when I am doing things like this. Anything, really. I check my scraps first. So I die cut a whole bunch of pieces of Simon's Smooth White cardstock with this little pencil die. In the end, it ended up being 18 of these. And it didn't take very long, just a few minutes to die cut them all. And then once they were all die cut, I'm going to place, I can do 6 at a time in the embossing folder because there's 6 like full pencil images in the embossing folder. So I just popped them into place. I didn't bother taping any of them. However, depending on the folder you're using, the design, different things, if you're just, you don't want to risk it and you don't want to risk like any of the cardstock moving, a little bit of low tack tape. I've done that before. It doesn't like wreck the embossing or anything. It just holds the cardstock in place. I didn't bother with this. Honestly, I should have. Not with this first pass, but one of the other passes I did off camera, I wasn't paying enough attention. And a couple of the little pencils like popped out of place and ended up like not embossing properly, but not a big deal. But yeah, a little bit of low tack tape, like the Easy C tape or like washi tape, a little piece of that can hold those pieces in place. And then I run them through with that embossing folder, and then that embosses the detail onto these little die cut pencils. Because at first they just look like nothing. And then once the detail's embossed into them, they're so cute. Like, I love it. I love it. So I embossed all of the pieces. And then to add color, I'm using Copic markers. Any sort of alcohol markers would work for this. I just decided to go with Copics. And I'm going to do one like set in like rainbow colors. And then I'm going to color one set as like normal, yellow pencils. And once I kind of got into my little groove, I found ways to like make even this one go faster. I've sped the coloring up in editing. I do not color this quickly, but it was all pretty basic. I did everything as just 2 color blends to keep things simple. I'm also just working directly on my glasswork service, and I'll show a little bit later how I clean up because I got alcohol marker on things. Not a big deal either. And I really enjoy this. I've talked about this before. when it comes to just whether it's just regular die cuts or coloring entire backgrounds from like embossing folders, or things like this where it's a die cut and then embossed with the folders. I really enjoy coloring them, whether it's with, alcohol markers, regular markers, watercolor, whatever I'm deciding to use. I really enjoy it. For me, it's my favorite, like, no line sort of coloring. I find that when it's like stamped images and doing no line, which I've done a few times, not very many, because for me, it takes an incredible level of patience to do no line coloring with stamped images. But with die cuts, there's no stamp lines. So I can go right off the edge. I don't have to worry about it. I can make a mess and things still turn out great. So I don't know. I personally really enjoyed it. I had kind of had fun with all of these. So again, my coloring was very simple, just simple 2-color blends. And I started working my way through, and then once I kind of got in my groove, I would do like all the exposed wood portion of these little pencils, the erasers, the ferrules, the little metal part. I'm going to get to that. If you don't have like a metallic style marker, that's what I'm going to end up using. I would have used like cool gray Copic markers for that. And that's what I was originally going to use. And then I was like, wait a minute, they're metal. I have something that will work. And it did. And I was super happy with it. So I left those out. And then also that way I didn't have to worry about any marker that got over that spot because it's going to get covered up in a minute anyway. So I worked my way through and did all of these color ones. And just having to remember that the little exposed, like lead basically, with these ones, I needed to add the little color. And then for the regular color pencils, you'll see I just do a really, really dark warm gray for that one. So got all the color ones done, set those aside. And then I'm just going to show coloring one of the regular pencils, and then I just finished the rest off camera. So colored that little bit. And then this one, I did a more sort of muted yellow shades for this one. So streaked on the yellow colors, filled that in, and then the dark, really dark gray for the little graphite tip, and then the pencil, then the eraser. And then for the ferrules, I used a silver metallic marker. This specific one is one of the Altenew Essential. It's a set that comes with gold, silver, and black. And I've used the gold and the black. I don't normally use silver for anything. I don't use silver embellishment, silver cardstock very often. Every once in a blue moon, I'll pull out something silver. It's just, if I'm going to do metallic, I always go with gold. Gold would look really cute on these too, honestly. But I was kind of sticking, tried and true. So I used the silver, and I love how this turned out. It just, the shine of it, it looked exactly how it's supposed to, So same thing, just working on my desktop here on my glasswork surface. So I got, metallic marker on it. I've got alcohol marker on it. No biggie. A little blob of hand sanitizer. Works a treat. Cleans it right up. Just like so. So when I'm done with everything, I clean that up, and then I can move on to the rest of it. So after I, cleaned everything up, again, off camera, I die cut the sentiment. And this is also newer from Simon Says. This is the Thank You Teacher wafer die. This one, as you can see, is several pieces. It's not all one, which again, normally I kind of avoid using because I don't know, I build it up in my head too much, and it's like, that's too much work. This did not take very long. Again, it's sped up again, but it still didn't take very long. So I die cut the words from Simon's black cardstock. And I did 3 layers, but I'm only adhering 2. So I've got the 2 layers adhered together to give it, that little extra bit of dimension. The outline I die cut from Simon's VELLUM. So I've got the 2 layers adhered together, and then I'm going to adhere these to the VELLUM outline. And I'm using the Simon's new Pawsitively Perfect Craft Glue. You guys have been seeing me use this in recent videos. I've been testing it out. Still enjoying it. And again, I have talked about this a lot. I love my craft tacky glue. That glue's really thick. It's not for everyone. Because I've got hand issues and things like that. But I keep my craft tacky glue in a precision glue press. Anyway, I've been using this Positively Perfect Craft Glue just a handful of times so far, but really liking it. The bottle is soft. The glue comes out easy. It clogs. I leave the lid off all the time. It clogs all the time. All my glues, any liquid glue I've ever used, clogs. Mostly my own fault because I just forget to put the lid on. But so far, I'm quite impressed with this stuff. So we'll just see. Anyway, the final cardstock layer, I adhered to the back underneath this sentiment. This pops up the vellum just a smidge. It also makes it easier when I go to adhere this to the card, because then I can put the glue on the cardstock and not have to deal with the vellum at all, because glue shows through vellum. It just is the way it is. So I adhered my sentiments, set those aside, and then I grabbed 2 panels of A2 white cardstock and ran them through with the back to school embossing folder and with the Anna Griffin Empress machine and Simon Says Stamps 3D embossing folders. All you need is one cutting plate and it works. And if for some reason your machine's a little bit more loose, I know some people have added a metal shim to that, like the metal shim it comes with, but I've never needed that, but it is an option. Like I always say, when it comes to embossing folders and whatever die cut machine you're using, just don't force it. And then you can also look up, because everyone's shared all sorts of different like sandwich recommendations, things like that. So I've got my backgrounds embossed. I trimmed them down with my paper trimmer, so they're about 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then all of those pencils I colored, or well, most of them, I put thin strips of Simon's Big Momma foam tape. I took the strip, cut it to size, and then just snipped it in half because the strip is too wide. And then I stuck it to the back of these so that I can give a little bit extra dimension, but not a ton. And then we'll come back to those in a second because I need to stamp on the insides of the cards. And my card bases are Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, top folding A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And the sentiment I'm using is from the XL Teacher Greetings set. This set came out a few years ago, so kind of an oldie but goodie. And it's got that same sentiment that the new Wafer die has, which is really nice. But there's just, if you make a lot of teacher cards, this is a good set. Like some really, really good sentiments in there, and I love it. So I took that stamp and I stamped that onto the insides of the cards with the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And then I had a couple extra pencils that I had done up for each of these to add to the insides, just to give it that little extra something, and just adhere that into place with that glue. And made a mess, as usual, but wiped it away before the glue had a chance to dry, and we're good to go. We're good to go. It's all good. So adhered those, and then I'd also put regular foam tape on the back of the embossed panels that are going to make up my card front, just to, again, just build up the dimension, because these are clean and simple cards. I know, shocking. I don't do this very often. I didn't add splatter. I thought about it. Trust me, I did. I thought about black splatter. It would have looked really nice. But one, I was running out of time because I literally needed these because it just is. And two, splatter isn't always needed. I can admit that. I am, comfortable enough in my splatter capabilities that I can admit when it's not needed. So you just got to go through the program. Anyway, I took my T-square ruler and I marked the center of these panels with a pencil. That was just to give me like the center point, to give me a little visual. I already had like kind of laid out the pencils how I want them to go on the card. And then starting in the center just makes it easier. If you really want to be specific and exact, or if you just don't trust your eyeballing capabilities, or you have just the, pattern you're building, whatever, you could mark like every single spot, like very even intervals, but I just needed that center spot. And then I laid out the rest of them, on either side, and I can just build out from there by eyeballing it. But again, if it just isn't something a person's comfortable with, you could just continue using the ruler and just make little pencil marks where each one's supposed to go. So once the center one's adhered into place, you just work your way out from either side. And I flipped each, like alternating one, so they're facing a different direction, just again for a little bit of visual interest, but either way works. So once I get all of these adhered into place, I'm going to adhere the die cut sentiment. And like I said, with that cardstock on the back of it, I don't have to add glue to the vellum because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And unless you're really light-handed, if the glue oozes out at all, you can see it because vellum is just not friendly with glue. So having that cardstock on the back just makes it so much easier because I can just trace the cardstock and then pop this into place. And then I did the exact same thing with the other card. Didn't bother filming that because it's redundant. And then once the sentiments were adhered, my final little embellishment, I dug through my stash and I pulled out some little red clay hearts just to give it that little extra something and to kind of make up for not adding splatter. Because honestly, it just is. So I put a few of them onto each of these cards, and then I just picked them up with my little embellishment wand and then adhered them into place with dabs of the glue. Once I've got the little embellishments in place, just gotta let the glue dry, and these cards are complete. And then things like this, I like to include like gift cards on the inside, because you can never have enough thank you cards for anyone, let alone teachers especially. So once these were done, that was it. So like I mentioned, I'll have links to all the things in the description box below the video. So you can just expand that and the supply list will be there with links to everything. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting. I very much appreciate it. It helps a lot. Subscribe if you haven't. I would love to have you. And I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!